Episode 33, Hulkamania.
We are live. Welcome,
How
everyone.
You doing, Steve-O?
Shut up, you fucking idiot. This is the episode 34 of the Contextual Podcast. Unfortunately, Steve-O couldn't do 4 episodes in a row. He fucking flaked
Have a
on
little
last
winter
week.
break.
And he's back. Hi, you son.
I am. Hello, guys. Glad to be back.
To have you back, Steve-O. We've been fucking severely missed.
Reporting from a snowy Ernston today.
Yeah, it's pretty snowy. The conditions aren't that bad at the moment. It's supposed to get worse as the day goes on. So, Mr. Steve-O, what the fuck have you been up to?
Well, I've had a nice 2 weeks off since the last podcast, catching up on some gaming. Finally got Wolfenstein out the way now.
What's the verdict?
Decent. Really good. But I'm not going to tell you because you'll say, yeah, I'll get it, and you won't.
I won't be getting it. No, I won't be getting it.
No, yeah, it's decent, not a bad game. And I've just started Shadow of War.
Lord
of the Rings, yeah. What I'm enjoying, however, usually I'm not one to moan for these kind of stuff, but the microtransactions, all that, but every time you boot the game up, they're just trying to sell you stuff straight away. It just gets a bit annoying after a bit.
Right. Why? What have you got to do?
No, it's not like that. It's all different story packs, and then sometimes I'm wondering, have I actually got the full game here? Like just the way they go on.
Oh, the stuff's on the disc, isn't it? So then you're just paying to unlock the disc, really.
But there's another story, but I don't know if that's part of the main story. Because I've not finished it yet.
Right. I've not played it.
I'll need to have a proper look into that. But they just need every game's at it now, though, aren't they?
Yeah, well, of course they are. It's fucking bullshit. I mean, it annoys me anyway. You've got to pay for maps and stuff like on Battlefield. I'll buy them. I've said it before, and Gears and that, because I will play them. But it just annoys me. It's going to cost you the same price for the season pass as it does for the game. It's absolute farce.
Yeah, well, I don't mind. Of course, we've got to make a profit, and I like sometimes the DLC and all that. Like you said, I'll buy it myself. But it's the fact every time you're booting up a game, it's like a pop up. It's always the first thing to come up. It's like Wolfenstein. Every time I cut out, like New Blood, different chapters.
Yeah,
I just think it's getting silly now.
Yeah, it's absolute bullshit. I mean, the thing is, the game's dropped that much that you might as well wait until it drops to then buy it and then get the season pass. But usually, if you wait, you've lost out online because everyone's too good when you're getting into it. So,
it's like the Battlefield one. That's a tenner now, isn't it? And when that first come out, I think you got it, didn't you? No, you got it a few months after it fully come out.
Christmas, I got it, didn't it, for £7?
But it's like full whack, wasn't it, when it did come out on the go?
Well, me and you, I said to you, didn't I? It was 6 months on Battlefield 1 until the season pass come out. And I said this time I'll just buy it in the segments. I don't mind buying it for £12 if I'm only saving £2. If you paid the £40. And to be fair, I think me and you got the first 2 packs and then I got season pass. So it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And we all know the Gears of War one. I banged on about that. I don't know how many times.
I know, yeah. You got proper robbed with that one, didn't you? It was a dirty trick, but...
Yeah, you didn't.
You won't do it next time.
No, well, I put Gears on the other day, actually. It was pretty good. But what was I going to say about? Oh, yeah, let's just get a little plug out the way, Steve-O. You were laughing about this before we come on. My other podcast with my mate...
Whoa. We don't do promoting on this one.
We do promote the other podcast, the Comics in Motion podcast, which can be found on Twitter, where we review... TV, film, and possibly game media. Well, not possibly, game media of superhero and comic book.
I had to listen to it the other day. Really enjoyed it. I'm not taking a piss. I listened to the first Superman.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, but then I was thinking, the time I listened to that podcast, I could have just watched the whole series of the films.
Well, you could have done. That's the whole point of the
review. could have smashed Lord of the Rings and the Harry Potter series and everything.
That's the whole point of the reviews, you see. So, like the other day with the Superman 2, we had the film running in the background. So we've done 2 reviews.
Oh, right. I didn't know you did it like that. Because the first one you didn't, did you?
Fuck off. No, because to be fair, there's no swearing in my new podcast. I've decided it's a conscious...
How's that treating you?
Badly, because it's been a few times I thought it's to swear, not swore. So I'll tell you what I do want to talk about, actually, and it's addressing what some of the nice people who follow us on YouTube asked us, Randy and Steve, is I've been playing Crash Bandicoot, and I'd said I'd give a review and an honest opinion of the game, and I don't like it. It just doesn't. It's not aged well, and not aged well because of the level design is what it is. It's Crash Bandicoot. I remember it from the PS1, but the actual gameplay is so hard. Now, whether it's because we're in the age of where literally you're assisted all the way through campaigns for platformers or puzzle games or whatever, but I just find it so frustrating. I played the first one, put a little stream on, to show the guys that I'm actually playing it, and I was trying my hardest to put stuff together. I've recorded loads, but it's just not doing it for me. And I tried the second one, and I got a bit further on. I got a couple of levels in, give up on it, and I went on the third one. So I'll be honest with you guys, I appreciate people asking me to review it and sort of critique it, but I've just found it really, really difficult to sort of put the time and dedication into it to sort of play it. So I've still got it, and I will put the odd stream up, but for a review, I don't really know what to say other than it was extremely harder than I thought. I don't know. It's as I'm getting older, I'm getting softer at these games. I don't know, but I don't know what other people were the same, but I just really, really struggled. A bit like what you said, to be honest.
What about Crash? Yeah, the other thing is times have moved on now, and it just appreciate the way it was back in the day. That's why exactly. I bought that GameCube. I'm not even fucking. I did put it on, and I was just thinking, why did I waste 80 quid on this with a few games?
I know. I told you could have played on the
Wii. I wasn't really keen on the Wii though.
No, but the games work on it. It's cheaper to get a Wii than a GameCube. But it's like the retro stuff I've done. I've set that SNES up now. And I've genuinely can't
get into it. I said, it's past its time. No matter how good they were, if I come round to yours and even buzzed off GoldenEye, it's just lost that factor for me. I can't enjoy it as I used to because the times have moved on. Yeah, and I appreciate it there and then. And like I said, games are different now.
Yeah, exactly. I know. It's one of them things. I think some games, like racing games, like Burnout's coming out. It's only 7 years ago when that come out. So I'm looking forward to Paradise. You both said that.
We'll be looking forward to that one.
I'm going to get that this month. But in the same respect, a lot of the other stuff hasn't aged well. And I said that to you before. The footy games are terrible, some of them. I played a few of them the other day on the SNES because I've added some ROMs to it now that I've sort of done that hack. And I was streaming a couple of things, like I watched streams sort of Final Fight and Street Fighter. So that's all coming on the channel. I've got all my OBS stuff set up. I tell you what, Steve-O, it's an absolute nightmare setting all that gear up. Honestly, it's like a minefield.
What, through the Xbox or the Raspberry Pi?
No, the Raspberry Pi is okay. What I found to do is instead of setting up the SNES into your laptop and everything, which you would do with a capture card, you put it through. I've started to use the HDMI in of the Xbox One. Right. So the only problem was I messed about with this OBS stuff, or Slobs as it's called, which is Streamlabs OBS, and I messed up with the sound, so the sound's sounding a bit crap. But the actual picture, even though there's not a lot of input lag, because it doesn't matter on the SNES games and stuff about that, because you're obviously not playing online competitively. Yeah. But so it works, and the picture's great and everything. I think I've just got back to the drawing board, but the Xbox stuff seems to work okay. It's just real. It's been an eye opener how long it's took to get all this stuff set up. 1 minute you think you've got it going. The next minute, your computer sounds like it's taking off because it's taking up that much CPU. It's unbelievable.
Right.
Unbelievable. Plus, you've got to invest loads of money.
On it or not? Have you not really bothered?
No, I played Street Fighter. I did that little Mario Kart video a couple of weeks ago, didn't I, on the other Saturday. And
seen that.
Messing about. Still
serious gaming face that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was 7 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't really speak or anything. Sat there with the dog next to me. Yeah, but I was just testing. It's called a shush hour, Steve. Saturday morning shush hour. That's what I put out on Twitter. Because I can't speak on it. It's in a bad thing. But yeah, it's cost a lot of money. It's not cost me a lot of money, but it's going to cost a lot of money to do it properly. I'm trying to do it on the cheap because I'm not spending the cash really to do it. Well, you haven't got it. It's a good few £100. You need proper mics, cameras, everything. I'm just trying to wing it with my laptop, so it don't really work.
The old Christian Phelps way.
Yeah, the old classic.
The Delboy classic. Go on.
What else we talk about here?
So what have you been up to then?
Well, obviously I've been doing a new podcast on the side with Dave. The contextual stuff I'm still got cracking on. I've got a guest on tomorrow, Bibby. He's a City fan, unfortunately, but he's a really good guy, and he's watched every episode of our podcast, which is great. And he's got his own show. Babinho is on Twitch. So he's one of the guys at PES Universe and stuff. So he's a big Pro Evo fan, or he was. I think he's a bit disillusioned at the moment, but he's looking into coming on. We're going to have a chat about gaming, PES, obviously, and then we're going to talk about United and City derbies. I think so we can smugly thingy because they're ahead of us at the moment, aren't they? So, but he's a good guy, so I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. Probably about the same time as this. So yeah, what about yourself?
So into that, hear from someone else's verdict on Pez, even though we won't mention it on this one.
No, we're not mentioning Pez on this one. The 34 episodes.
Even though I've seen a video the other day, Adam Barty, it's going to be better than FIFA.
I know. Just don't sacrifice. Oh, I'm going to start talking about Pez. Absolutely. I vowed that I wouldn't talk about it today. Like, listen, I watched the video yesterday, and it was actually Bibby who's coming on tomorrow. He put Pro Evo, PS2, Pro Evolution Soccer, the first one, from 2001. He put it on, and it was a stream off YouTube. I don't know if it was his stream or it was one he was just liking, and it come on Twitter. So I watched it, and I'd tell you what, Steve-O, even to this day, that game, the way the players move in that, there's a couple of static things because it's 8-way movement back then, but the actual sort of passing and things like that, it's still fucking better than what Pez is now. And people might disagree, but it just looked so, the pitch had wear and tear on it and everything. You're thinking, how the hell on a PS2 could you have that sort of level of detail? Obviously, it wasn't going to be as pixelated, it's been more pixelated, sorry, but you're thinking, how the hell can it be that good or look that organic? And then you see the stuff now that's just flat, when it's just like they're playing on some bowling green every single game, you know what I mean, with some dodgy shadows. I don't know. I can't believe you had me talking about Pez. Absolutely.
Proper passionate lad about Pez.
Yeah.
No, but other than that, so gaming wise, there's nothing, like I said, just done Shadow War. There is something I want to bring up with you.
Go on.
And you've got to buy it. Sea of Thieves.
I'm not even entertaining that.
I thought the connection went then.
You almost did.
No,
you've not been playing it.
No, but I have been, looking up on it. It does look pretty decent. And I was one of them. I did slag it off laughing about it. Well, both of us did, didn't we, when we watched E3? We were giving it the time of day, but I don't know, there's something about it that looks good. Quite appealing.
I can't even tell whether you're taking a piss or not. I'm not even finishing this. You have slated that game for fucking the best part of 6. Was it last June when you watched it properly? I know he's been on the radar for a couple of years. I'm not even listening to you, Steve-O. It's absolute wind up this, so I end up buying it. I'm not even getting it. Absolute joke.
I'll be getting that in March 27th when it's out.
Well, if you didn't want to pay for, actually, they'll do it a PR for Microsoft, because if you didn't want to buy it full price, if you buy the Xbox Game Pass for $7.99, it's included on the day release in the Game Pass library. So there you go. So there's a bit of a
could do that, yeah.
For Microsoft there, they can start throwing a bit of royalties at us. But it saves you doing it. If you just pay for it for 1 month, you get a load of other games to try, and that's one of them. Thingy's back on it, yesterday. They announced 4 games gone backwards compatible. One of them's Crackdown with Xbox.
I've seen it. Fable's another one, isn't it?
Yeah, I always Fable it.
Have you tried it out yet? The old games of the Xbox One.
Crackdown, I have. Jordan had it on. Because Jordan played Crackdown nearly every day. She loved that game. So she had it on because she still got an original copy. But you can download it, because it was a Games with Gold a couple of years ago, so it's free anyway. If you just search for it on the store, you might as well try it, because it's free anyway.
Okay.
I think it's about 5 gig or something. It's not a big game, or 4 gig. When I tried it yesterday, I downloaded it. I've not gone on it, but Jordan has. She's not been off it, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a decent game back in its day. The second one was a bit shitty, but no, I didn't mind the first one.
It was good. I remember there was an achievement. You had to barrel roll the agency vehicle twice.
Oh.
The only thing you could do was if you were a super cop, you could pick it up and lob it. You could actually pick the vehicle up with a guy in it, and you could do it online as a cop, and you could actually throw that person on the beach and stuff to get the achievement. Bit of a trivia for you there, Steve-O.
Unbelievable. But no, you've got that coming out, Sea of Thieves, and then Far Cry 5. Be looking forward to that one.
I don't know about that. I've been invited to the testing of that a few times and binned it off because it's just, I didn't like the Far Cry.
Have you played any? You've not played any of them all?
No, there's only been one game I've been playing.
PUBG.
Yeah, all over it, baby. All over it. In fact, I've started playing Fortnite again, actually. They've just 4K enhanced it, and they've got 60 frames per second now, so it runs really well. So what PUBG is supposed to be doing, because they need to patch it badly. It's running like absolute dog shit.
Graphics have improved, though. Like I said, I've not been touching it as much as I did, because I've been doing, my games I've got for Christmas and all that. Yeah, I went on it yesterday, but I have noticed the quality of the graphics.
Yeah, it's running better.
But still, I think the servers are a bit shite, Ryder.
Yeah, no, sorry, it's running. it's running graphically better, but it's still choppy and that. We've had a lot of problems on it, rubber banding again and things like that. And there's a glitch with the boats where they like making shots. So you can tell when people are moving across the map. So there's a couple of glitches, but there's supposed to be a big patch out. I think it's due. I don't know if it's next week or the week after, but it's supposed to be summer. I don't think there's going to be a 60 frames update, but it's going to stabilise it because there's loads of issues. Apparently, the Xbox One S is the one that's hampering it, which we said it would anyway. The X is fine, but because of that, it's having an impact on what they can do with the X because they have to all be on the same
level, really.
Yeah, same level. Because when you watch streams of the S, it looks terrible because everything's just.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people have issues, like for your lads to play with, like their game doesn't load up properly. But I've not had that. Like the house is not load up.
Yeah.
But I've not experienced that. I think it's just normal Xbox.
Well, you've got an X, haven't you? So it shouldn't do.
And of course, my 4K telly, I won't have issues like that.
No, exactly. Which is the way it is, isn't it? It's great news. Right, so I'll tell you what we'll do then. We'll go off the gaming. Let's talk about our good friend Jesse Lingard.
I've got it again though.
They were rubbish again, United, weren't
they?
It
was rubbish, and the cheek of that twat up front.
Why? What do you mean?
Can't stand him, Lukaku.
Why?
He's awful. No, did you not see that FIFA? I don't do it all, but Ultimate Team, he's like, you need to upgrade my stats now. Like, come on, you've had one decent game and you think you're a big time Charlie.
See, well, don't be slagging big.
I don't know. There's just arrogance about him. I don't like him. I don't think he's a United player. Same with Sanchez.
He's got. I don't know. Yeah, at the moment Sanchez looks a bit off. To be
fair,
that
didn't I? A few podcasts, and you did call me out for it, but no,
I did. Yeah, I did.
Sanchez ain't right for us, and I can see Rashford going now.
I don't bother about Rashford anyways. I think.
I like Rashford. It's just his finishing. He's a lot like Sterling. His finishing lets him down, but I think if he constantly plays, gets 90 minutes every game, not like fanning about taking him off 60, it'll turn out the player we need.
I don't know. I think the problem I've said it a couple of podcasts now, he just thinks he's somewhat now Rashford, and that's the problem. And it's resonating when he comes on. He's like a bit of an arrogance. Even when he runs around like an idiot, he just seems to be stopping now, like he doesn't really need to in some instances. So I don't know. But I agree with Sanchez. You were right. After the Newcastle game, you said it. He's like trying to. It's the old classic, in it, square pegs in round holes. He's there. He's a great player, but it's what's been happening to United over the last few years when you've had these flair players. They can't seem to fit within the team, which is bobbins.
Yeah, there's too many superstars, whatever you call it. You know what I mean? Too many big names in one team.
No,
and they're just not playing together. It's like that was embarrassed me the other night when we played Seville, and the way. Don't get me wrong, it was a good save, De Gea.
Yeah.
I watched it, but it was the way everyone was cheering like we scored a goal. That's how, in my eyes, that's how bad United are, man. We're cheering stuff like that like it is a goal.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem is, sorry, that's what on my screen. I think the problem is, again, they're just not good enough from the back forwards.
Exactly,
the other week. It's like a nervousness about the team until we score. And that's where it comes from. I mean, we were lucky on Sunday. I thought Chelsea were the better team for about 40 minutes.
Yeah, without a doubt. The first half played us on part, didn't they? Really good.
They played like they did last season. If they'd been playing like that all season, they'd still be back up there. But obviously, Hazard had a stormer and Willian. He had a great game and stuff, I thought, in the first half. Then he just don't know what happened. We just seemed to grind him down eventually. Got 2 lucky breaks. Really strange. Good goal from Lingard, I must admit.
Even though you hate it deep down. But there's just too many dead legs in there. Though Valencia's done a great job, but I don't know. We need a new right back for one.
Yeah.
Just like you said, defence is awful.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully Herrera gets sent down. Happy days.
Yeah. he gets sent down.
You can't say stuff like that on the podcast. I have no involvement in that.
Yeah.
United suing us.
Podcast that's nothing to do with people's views. Been sacked. No, that's that match fixing thing into it with Herrera.
Yeah, but the player, I slagged him off again, Mata, but every time we play him, I don't know, I think we look a lot better.
I think he looked better with Sanchez because they seem to play off each other. Them two, they really did seem to play off each other. So I don't know how that one's going to work. I really don't.
Pogba, what Jamaica, all that whole talk. Apparently, he's on his way out.
I don't know I think Pogba's a great player, but again, I think it's a bit like the Sanchez situation. I don't know what Mourinho's doing with him at times. He needs to just play him further forward. I think.
But then you look at it, there's a reason why Fergie's got rid of him in the first place. I know people might not agree with that, but there is a reason why he's gone, isn't there?
I don't think that agent helps, that Raul, whatever he's called.
Yeah.
There's something about that guy, and I think he'll just sell Pogba off as best he can at the first opportunity.
Get him to Madrid or something, won't he?
Yeah, honestly, I do. I agree with you there. I think there's more to that than what meets the eye. But it is what it is, and he gets a big signing on fee. If he wants to go, then you just got to let him go, haven't you? We've learned that with Ronaldo and stuff. No matter how good a player they are, and he isn't really at Ronaldo's level just yet, but it's one of them. You just got to do what you got to do, haven't you? If he's not careful, he'll end up one of them players where he's moved for a lot of money, but not really achieved a lot in his career. I know he won stuff at Juve, but he's not going to win anything in the Premiership the way we're playing at the moment. You know, obviously, he won a couple of trophies last year, but I mean, like the Premiership and European Cup, he's not going to do it if he got that sort of attitude where you wanted to move on all the time.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so I don't think so. Anything else about the Reds?
Yeah, they're shite.
Okay, fair enough. What about the thing? Have you been watching WWE?
I have. That's all I've been doing, to be fair. My lifestyle's consisted reading the Paul Merson book. Great read.
The Paul Merson book?
Paul Merson book, not to gamble and drink. So it's a good read. I've enjoyed it, to be fair.
You went straight in Betfred, yeah? Go on.
Yeah. Some of the stuff he got up to was outrageous. 30 grand on the NFL a game. Like, you know, just a regular game. There was one on his wedding day. It was a World Cup in America, I think. Scotland were playing Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And of course, Scotland were favourites, you know, to go through. He put like 10 grand on them to win. Costa Rica won.
Oh, God.
On his wedding day.
I take it
what Merce thing, but it's a good read. Like, I'll lend it if you want. But
in the one about Gaza?
Yeah, with the sleeping pill.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some good stories in there, funny. And yeah, we're just watching the wrestling, but it's not moved on from WWE now. It's WCW.
I need to watch that WCW, the old stuff.
Really good. But I've got to say, you're going to hate me for this.
Go on.
Hulk, it's awful.
What do you mean?
Just his acting and wrestling. I know you're going to kick off here. He's just wacky as fuck. It's really painful to watch. All the others, don't get me wrong, Macho Man, like quite sell the character, but Hulk's just dreadful.
No, I think I'm not going to kick off or anything. I agree with Hulk. I think the thing is with him, he's a bit like John Cena. He's got a signature moves of about 5 different things he does. So Hogan's was, you know, he comes in the ring, shirt gets ripped off, throws it to the crowd. He's hot at the start, starts beating the baddie up, the heel. The heel then takes him down. He's lay on the floor getting his back scratched or whatever he's doing. And he's doing that thing where he's holding his arms on his elbows all the time. And then all of a sudden he hulks up, pulls the finger out, he blocks the punches, does the old U, big finger. Then he gets the guy, a few punches to him, off the ropes, leg drop, big boot, leg drop, 1, 2, 3. There you are. That's a Hulk Hogan proper match. There's no technicality to it. And the thing is with Hogan, it wasn't about his moves. And that's what Waddy was the same to my favourite wrestlers as kids. Technically, they were terrible actors. I mean, you look back now, though, what his promos, you know, like, I am in the valley of death. And it's like, what are you talking about, pal? But when I was a kid, all that shit was sold on me, you know, Hulkamania, you know, take your vitamins and say your prayers. No, Hulk, take your steroids and you fucking grow hormones, then say your prayers. Because at 6'6" or whatever he was years ago, he ain't looking like that naturally by just eating protein and chicken, mate. You know what I mean? So that's why, if you look at there, I know you're watching like the back catalogue stuff, look at Hulk in 93, early part of 93, and then they had the court case with Vince McMahon, and he went out of it for, I think it was 92, went out of it for a year. And he come back in 93 for WrestleMania 9, and he looked like a stick insect compared to what he was.
Well, you know what?
Before.
I did notice that.
When he
turned that, you know, to the NWO one, he did look quite, you know, skinny compared to the bulkiness.
Yeah, but it's because the Warrior did it. The Warrior left in WrestleMania 7, and then he SummerSlam 91, and then he didn't come back till WrestleMania 8, and he'd lost about 40 pounds of muscle. Because they had this court case going on in 92 with Vince McMahon peddling the steroids to all the wrestlers. And I think Vince got off with it, but basically he was like, you know, it all come out that they were selling and doing steroids and stuff. And that's why a lot of the wrestlers had to come off steroids. That's why he invented all the stuff with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart in the 90s, early 90s, sort of mid to late 80s. Nobody would have been sort of like the heavyweight champion. It was that they were just like intercontinental size wrestlers, weren't they? Like medium to small wrestlers compared to Hogan and Warrior and stuff. And that's what he had to do. So you look at that, Hogan looks like a completely different guy, even when he goes to WCW.
Well, Shawn Michaels has never been beefy, to be fair, has he? He's always been just a natural frame, I thought. He
went big when he looked
he's never been ripped, though, I think. You know, compared to the others, he just looks like a natural body.
No, I think he's been on summer around about 93 to about 96. You can see his frame is bigger than it should be. And that's what happened to the Dynamite Kid, British Bulldog. He was dead skinny, and then he got really massive when he was at the Bret Hart's dungeon with his dad and that. And that's how he ended up with all these injuries where he's in a wheelchair because his muscle, the dense muscle on his body was too big for his frame. So when he was taking all them bumps and doing all he was doing, your body can't take it. Lifting the weights, your body can't take that. If you're not naturally meant to be like that, you're not going to, your body will just break down. And that's what happens to a lot of these people. And that's what happened. And now Hogan's back now, you know, he always says that he wish he'd never brought that leg drop in, you know, because the amount of times you see that leg drop, you know, like say 300 times a year. And sometimes he'll be wrestling twice a day. And he's doing it and landing his whole fucking frame on his back.
It's the same way I've seen that with the stunner as well. That's what Austin says that did him in the end.
Yeah, that's what did
like
his
the way
shoulder.
he was landing, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said, really, because you have to, I think Austin said it the other day when he did it with Vince McMahon, you have to sort of rest their whole body on your shoulder. And that's why he had a lot of shoulder injuries for that reason. Because
and then landing with your arse as well.
Yeah. But he's good. It's great. It's great. I've watched a couple of the old pay-per-views, a couple of matches that were my favourites. And even now, even though you know it's bullshit, it's convincing to watch it as a story.
The old WWF stuff. And like I said, certain characters like Triple H, Mick Foley, all them sold it. But when you look at WCW, some of them, like I said, Hogan was just fucking dreadful.
Hogan was just terrible.
Don't get me wrong, but it was good though. But like, who else was there? Ric Flair, even though he fannies around, but he sells it to you, you know, like a really good wrestler as well in his day.
Yeah, Hogan's a good Hogan. Ric Flair's great at storytelling with wrestling. Even though you're looking at him thinking, you know, get stuff sort of thing, Rick. He was always, he's the same act he's done for 30 odd years. It's sellable as a character, and he's a good wrestler, Ric Flair, and a good baddie. Whereas Hogan's better on the mic than he actually is wrestling, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, there's one where there's like, you know, when they grapple and they like the test of strength and that. I think it was Kevin Nash pushed like Hogan over, but fucking hell, he struggled getting up. You know what I mean?
That was in the late 90s.
Yeah, it just made me laugh. But no, I've been enjoying that. There's some good stuff on it. I didn't really watch much WCW. It was always, you know, WWF.
I'll tell you what, there's two matches you want to watch in WCW, right? Put in on Google and you'll find it on the W Network. I don't know what event it was, but it's on there. It's William Regal, or Steven Regal, as he was called then, versus Goldberg. And watch what Steven Regal does to Goldberg in that match. Because Steven Regal's like a legit, you know, hard guy. He's a tough.
Yeah.
So what they did was he come in Goldberg, didn't he? And he was like, when he was doing his power bombs, he was injuring all the wrestlers and that, you know, because he was dead aggressive. Because he's like American footballer, wasn't
he? Yeah, he played for the Vikings. Oh no, the Bears. Sorry.
Yeah, well, they put him in for this match with Steven Regal, and Goldberg didn't know, and they tried to make it a technical match, you know, with all holds and all like what the Hitman used to do and that. And all that Steven Regal does is hurt him. He resists everything Goldberg does. He wins it. Goldberg wins it, but Steven Regal just takes the piss out of him. I can't think where it's on. Whether it was I think it wasn't. It was like a Nitro match or something like that. It wasn't actually a main event. But just put in Steven Regal v Goldberg. If not, it's on YouTube. And then the other one is the Finger of Doom. Have you ever seen that one?
That rings a bell, that one.
There's two actually. No, there's the Finger of Doom, which is where it's Hogan v Kevin Nash, and Kevin Nash is the champ. And Hogan squares up to him because Kevin Nash is part of the, is it the NWO Wolf?
The red one, though.
Red
yeah,
one.
The Wolf. Yeah, the Wolf Pack, I think.
And then Hogan's there, and they go in the centre ring, and they're like going to go into each other. And then Hogan just touches him with his finger on his chest, and Nash hits the deck, and Hogan pins him 1, 2, 3.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no, I know what you're about. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. But then there's one which is real, a bit like the Hitman v Shawn Michaels with the old Montreal Screwjob. He's Hogan. He's against Jeff Jarrett, and this is just before about 2000. It was Hogan ended up suing WCW, never wrestled for him again after this. And Hogan's the champ, and they're in the ring, and Jeff Jarrett just collapses on the floor. Jeff Jarrett's the champ, and Hogan's looking, and Jeff Jarrett just lays on the floor, and then Hogan just puts his foot on him or something, 1, 2, 3. And Jarrett walks out, and Hogan's going mental in the ring. He sued him for that and everything, but that's real. Like that'll be on WWE Network. You'll have to have a look at what event it is. But it's proper bullshit, because Jeff Jarrett had enough of Hogan calling the shots, saying he was going to win, get matches, and that. It was in his contract. So they're the 3 you want to watch out for, Steve-O.
Well, yeah, it's like that Goldberg. That was a bit silly. 140 or whatever it was. The streak.
It was made up. He worked out, didn't he? It was about 50 he'd actually won. 50 matches he was unbeaten. Because he was saying it was live on there every day. Every time it come on every week, they'd be like, he's wrestled every night, and it got up by another 7 or whatever. You know what I mean? But I think I've watched on one of the networks saying we had to build it up. But Bischoff said we built it up. It was about 50 odd matches he won before he got beat. Kevin Nash beat him, didn't
he? Yeah.
He beat him in one of them. I know what they have to get onto. We'll get onto them ones I've said, Steve. They're definitely thinking. The only other last topic I want to talk about is what's the verdict on Conor? He's supposed to be giving up his belt, the UFC.
Oh, is it? Right. The other news I heard of the UFC was about Lesnar going back, apparently.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, John Jones has had his hearing this week.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It annoys me.
He's such a good fighter.
It is, but it's just getting silly now, you know what I mean?
He is. He's such a good fighter, though, John Jones. But he's just been on stuff. There's nothing you can say about it. Absolute.
It's a load of bollocks. He'll say he come, clear, and there'll be something else he's taking, like in a few fights down the line.
He's definitely took something. Definitely took something, without a fucking doubt, mate. Absolute joke what he's done. There's no way it's just from like a tainted creatine tablet, is what they're saying. Because they're saying that his creatine was made in the same lab as like a Coke thing and all. Which they do in these countries. They just change it. But it's just like, I don't believe that for a minute. You know what I mean? You shouldn't even be taking that stuff. If there's a chance there's something in it, you shouldn't take it, should you? That's how I see it. But there's that. And then like Conor's been told that, because Khabib's fighting Ferguson, that he's going to relinquish the title if he can't dingus, and that's going to come pretty soon, they reckon. I saw that this week.
Right.
See, Brock Lesnar, I don't know about Brock Lesnar because he's got a suspension like John Jones, because he got done at the same event, for the event after Brock Lesnar, for steroids. So I don't understand how he's going to get back in. He's going to have to be tested. They've got to fine him anyway for what he's done. So I can't see he's going to be fighting any time until next year.
Yeah, probably when his contract runs out on WWE. They're going through all the lawsuits and that bollocks now, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I think it runs out after WrestleMania, they were saying. So whether he does, I don't know. Honestly, don't know. But yeah, that's
really. I was don't think that. Yeah, there is big boxing on weekend. Deontay Wilder and Ortiz. I'll be watching that.
Yeah, so my mate
George Grove, that was good, wasn't it?
Oh, he's an idiot. You called it. You're right. I was wrong.
You owe me 20 quid for that. We had a bet, do you remember?
Don't think so. Just remember, I can edit the podcast out that bit. No, but I did. I thought it was embarrassing. And then Eubank, it all come to pass at the end. And he said it, didn't he, Eddie Hearn? He said he'd love to work with him again, like he worked with his dad. He said, but he's got to have a proper trainer. He said, if he hasn't got a proper trainer, I'm not interested. He said, because
they're on about getting Booth involved, aren't they? I'm sure he worked with him in the past.
Adam Booth,
yeah. He trained himself for that fight. He just went all out for it, didn't he?
Stupid.
His old man needs to step to take back as well.
Oh, he's a fucking idiot, Eubank Senior. Now he's just
take a book out of fucking Ben's. You know what I mean? Conor Ben and Nigel, they're just doing well.
He is. The thing is with Eubank is he was right at the weigh-ins, Eubank Senior, and as they're staring each other out, he's over his son's shoulder, like
holding a flag and that.
That's what I mean. It's like, you've had your day, mate. Just fuck off and let him do his thing.
Son do it. But the thing is, he's not getting any younger. Eubank, he's 28. Like, there's not much left, if you know what I mean. He should be in his prime now.
Yeah, he should be. He's a great boxer, though. Naturally, he's got so much about him, but that natural talent only gets you so far, and that's becoming more apparent.
I just think he's a powerhouse. That's all.
No, that's what I mean. But I think if he was trained properly when he was younger, now he'd be world class. But he'll never be world class. He'll just be a brawler. He'll get a few good wins. It's like if he drops somebody, I think he needs to drop down a weight, to be honest, back to middleweight, not super. His power wasn't there in this fight. But I think he's on, Steve-O, on YouTube. My good mate Brendan Sharp, he's got his new show on Showtime, which is on, so we can watch it, called I think it's Below the Belt. It's called, about UFC, MMA, Bellator, boxing. There's all sorts of stuff on there. You know what I mean? Ever since I've been to see him at the Lowry, the guy's just skyrocketed with my words of advice.
Right. And did he ever, if he's listening in now, hello?
No, he's not listening in now. No. My words of advice were, hey, mate, all right. Yeah.
So he said, yeah, you didn't promote the old Contextual.
Well, I was going to, but then when I got up there, you didn't have time to say anything. I just said hiya, and he had a picture with us, and that was it. He just sort of went to shit, really, Steve-O. So, that was
that's been an emotional podcast.
Great episode.
So, next time I speak to you, I want Crash completed.
Don't know about that. I honestly don't know. I've never, you know what? I know. Sorry to interrupt. I know Destiny and stuff was a grind, and it was just grind after grind when you played it. But I've never played a game so much that I've wanted to smash up the control pad. And it was embarrassing. But honestly, Steve, it was bad enough on that little 15-minute segment I put on. But the actual ones when I was playing it, and I spent a couple of hours trying to play it on and off, I had to keep going make a brew or something. It absolutely killed me. I was like, this is not working at all. Honestly, I was really struggling, mate. Really struggling. I'll hold my hands up on that. Poor mate. So are we done for today? That's a tremendous episode.
Yeah, good to wrap it up.
Good work, baby. Right. This has been episode 34 of the Contextual Podcast. Steve-O was back. He's starting his run again. He's like a goal scorer who has like a couple of games of scoring and then goes off the boil. So we're hoping to go for 4 in a row this time, but we're not holding out much hope. But we'll see, because he is a flake and he's sponsored by Cadbury's. So I've been Chris Phelps. Steve-O, take it out, baby.
And I've been Steve-O.
See ya.
See ya.